What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Healness, across all social media platforms. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice, I'm a diagnosed narcissist and use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy like myself, 5 years strong, 5 years, y'all, and also validate the victims, survivors, and the thrivers of said disorder. Today's episode is going to be a doozy, inspired by my friend Lisa Sunny, Stronger Than Before. She said, what happens if you tell a narcissist that they hurt you, that they ruined you for the next person, that they ruined you for life, that they'll never date again? She asked me that question on WhatsApp the other day, and I was just like, yeah, it really just depends. So if you like at the end of a relationship with a narcissistic person, or why you still in a relationship, if you convey that thought to a narcissistic person, if you just say, I'm gonna read exactly what she said. She said, what would a narcissist do, or how would they feel if you knew you had hurt or shattered someone so much that they don't want to date anyone ever again after you left them? So after you left the relationship, after you left them, if your ex said, I'm too traumatized to date again, how would you take that? So I told her, for me, if my ex partner came to me and said, you traumatized me, you ruined me for everybody else, I'm too traumatized to date again, Lee, you destroyed me. For me, that personally, right now, that wouldn't have that great of an effect on me, especially back in the day. Or even back in the day, that wouldn't have that great of an effect on me, because like most narcissistic people, we're not going to take accountability for traumatizing you or ruining you or something like that. You might get a, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry you got hurt or whatever. You might get that from a narcissistic person. But, you know, there's always a but you're probably also going to get blamed for staying in that relationship, for being with them. You're also going to get, they're also probably going to try to hold you accountable for whatever is going on, for whatever you stayed through. You know what I mean? You traumatized me for what you put me through. That narcissistic person is going to say, well, you stayed through it. You traumatized yourself, what you put yourself through. You could have left me a long time ago, but you continuously came back to me. You continuously forgave me. You continuously put up with it. So you are just as responsible as I am. They would blame you for traumatizing before being traumatized. They would blame you for picking them, for choosing them. They would blame you for loving them and things like that. They just absolutely would, y'all. Because narcissistic people, much like myself, we deflect blame back to you. You are culpable. You are not an innocent party in this dynamic because you could have left me alone. Well, you kept blowing my phone up. You kept harassing me. You kept popping up at my job. You kept apologizing. You kept telling me and promising me that you will change. Yeah, I did all that stuff. But again, you didn't have to take me back. You know what I mean? You didn't have to take me back. You could have just left me alone, but you decided to stay with me. You decided to keep giving me chance after chance after chance. That's your fault. They would blame you for staying with them. I'm just telling y'all, a lot of narcissists, not all are the same. I'm not saying that all narcissists are the same. I'm just saying that a lot of them would absolutely blame you for staying with them in a relationship, y'all. They would put it onto you. They absolutely would. You mean it's your fault for staying with me. It's your fault for choosing me. Pick better. A narcissistic person would tell you to choose better men than women. Choose better people. You see what I'm saying? They would tell you to pick better. Well, I showed you the red flags. You believe the lies. They'll blame you, y'all. And that whole line about you ruin me for the next person, I'll never date again. Some narcissists would take that as a compliment because some of them actually think that they're the best you're going to get anyway. So they expect to hear stuff like that from you. You ruined me for everybody else. Oh, cool. I knew I did. I mean, I didn't ruin you for everybody else. It's just the fact that, you know, you're not going to find anybody better than me anyway. So did I actually ruin you, or did something else, you know, were you actually ruined by me, or well, I can understand that. Well, I did ruin you for everybody else with my greatness, because now everybody is like, you have to date down. There's nobody above me. So you have to choose somebody below me and below what you're used to. So yeah, I guess I kind of did ruin you. You see how I just justified the horrible behaviors by saying that I'm better than everybody else? You see how that works? I'm just telling you, the mental gymnastics that go on inside of a narcissistic person's head can be just, you know, Barnum and Bailey, the circus, you know, the traveling circus. That's what it is inside of our head. It's like manipulate and gaslight, blame, deflect, and but seriously, that's how it goes, though, y'all. But I'm just saying, like, narcissistic people will blame you for, like, I know it sucks. I know people are going to say, well, dang, that's harsh and that's kind of horrible and evil, Lee, and this, that. All we wanted to do was love them. I'm just telling y'all, loving the wrong person it ruins so many lives. I'll just put it like that. When you love the wrong person, or you give love to the wrong person who doesn't deserve it, it can ruin your life. It can alter the course of your existence, especially if you decide especially if you don't get out early, if you see the red flags, you forgive them too many times early on, it could absolutely ruin your life, y'all. I'm just being realistic with y'all. It could ruin your life for the rest of your life, loving the wrong person, giving love to the wrong person. Because again, you can tell that narcissistic person that they traumatized you. You can say that directly to their face. You know what they're going to say? You traumatized yourself. You did it to you because you stayed with me. They're going to put it on to you. I have to convey that to people, because if I don't, people tend to not listen to me. People tend to absorb it and put it on to everybody else. When I just tell them, like, hey, look, this is the dynamic. This is the situation right here. You know what I mean? They're going to blame you. The narcissist or feel remorseful for what they did to you. There's a moment of remorse. There's moments of remorse. There's moments of regret and guilt and things like that. But those go away so quickly, y'all. My mind won't allow me to sit in that remorse or that guilt or whatever. It starts to blame the other person. It just does. Just like a lot of other narcissistic people do. My mind automatically starts to get away from that shame and that pain and blame you for whatever has happened. It just does, y'all. It absolutely starts to do this to you. It absolutely starts to punish you and put you through this stuff. And so many people just like, you keep going back to it. And I know people are going to say, y'all, I already know, y'all. Lee, you're victim blaming. That's the trauma bond, y'all. Go again. You hear the first statement I made at the beginning of this video, podcast, whatever. They're going to blame you. So you go up to that person and just say, hey, look, I'm trauma bonded to you. That's why I keep coming back to you. They're going to blame you. Well, you're trauma bonded to me. Break your bond. That's not my fault. Go tell that narcissistic person that you're trauma bonded to them. See how they react to you. Go tell them that you hurt them, that they hurt you, and see how they react to you. Go tell them that this whole relationship has been toxic and traumatic for them. They're going to blame you. Yeah, it's traumatic for you. I'm good. I'm moving on. You should too. Get over this. Move on. They're going to blame you for staying in this toxic relationship with them, y'all. They just are. That's just the narcissistic. A lot of narcissistic people. That's how our mind works. Just telling you, it's your fault. It's your fault. To a lot of us, it's going to be your fault. You know what I mean? But anyways, y'all, I'm going to cut this video, keep it short and sweet, to the point and whatnot. Y'all know how I just keep it short and sweet to the point. Thanks, Lisa Sunny. Follow her at Stronger Than Before. She's on all platforms and whatnot. She also wrote this. Do I have it over here? Oh, yeah, I do have it. She also, speaking of the trauma bond, Lisa Sunny wrote this right here. It's called the Trauma Bond Recovery Journal. This is the older version of it right here, yeah. But it's on Amazon. So you can find this on Amazon, the Trauma Bond Recovery Journal. It helps you break the trauma bond and things like that. So check her out. Stronger Than Before. That's her name on everywhere, y'all. Anyways, Amazon's Trauma Bond Recovery Journal. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.